Dale, get out of the hot tub. We're stealing a news van. It's the perfect crime. How will they ever report it?
I'll never get over how great this joke is. Hi, my name's Jack. Welcome back to EmKay. So, what the hecky are you doing here? Oh, you must be here for some good old content. Well, content's not here right now. He's doing his homework. In the meanwhile, you can play with Tumblr instead.
Oh, Tumblr, you have some friends to play with today.
Honestly, my dream is to not be famous myself, but to be married to a famous person purely so I could go to events full of other famous people and pretend I've never heard of any of them. I would love to watch the look on Leonardo DiCaprio's face as I ask him what he does for a living, and when he incredulously tells me he's an actor, take a sip of my drink and ask, "Oh, and how's that working out for you?" Oh god, I'm triggered. As someone who does acting stuff, oh, I hate dealing with these people. Oh my god. This tiny Jin Urso went to Star Wars Celebration and handed out copies of the Death Star plans to every Leia she saw. You left out the best part. She left the last one at Carrie Fisher's memorial. My heart beats more, my young child. Today I learned in 2002, a researcher found that the average 8-year-old British child could identify 80% of Pokemon, but only 50% of common wildlife species. Okay, but to be fair, common wildlife species don't normally yell their names at you. What's that animal? Lion. I'm a child kidnapper. Child. Baby armadillo. Whoa, yeah, look at him. That's so cute. Humans will pet anything. How wonderful then, to live on a planet full of creatures that like to be petted. It's true, we really are quite privileged as human species. I downloaded Pokemon Go to see what all the hype was about. I walked outside, and there was one of the critters on my back porch, sitting on one of the patio chairs. I lobbed a ball at him and caught him. He's a little blue fella named Squirtle. My grandma downloaded Pokemon Go. This is so pure. Honestly, what I love about the elderly, discovering things like this is it's like an extremely mature child first experiencing something in life. My toddler said I was his second favorite person, and I was bummed. But then he said that his mum is third. He has no favorite person. He's holding the position open. Ooh, power move. Apparently, when my grandma first came to America, she didn't know what a raccoon was and assumed it was a fricked up cat and adopted it. I just imagine this 13-year-old girl with a heavy Eastern European accent being like, "This is my cat, Peter. He is not very friendly." Remember when you could say stuff like, "The earth is round," or "Nazis are bad," and be absolutely certain everyone who heard you would agree? Remember when you could say, "We shouldn't attack children with tear gas," and be absolutely certain who heard you would agree? Remember when you could say, "You shouldn't let your children catch fatal preventable diseases," and be absolutely certain everyone who heard you would agree? Oh, to be a kid in front of a bin of multicolored rocks in an obscure gift shop. Oh, yes, that was my stuff when I was a little kid. I freaking loved dragons, so of course I loved gems and shiny rocks like this. I needed every single type. I think I just wanted to be a dragon when I was a kid. Oh god, I was a furry as a kid. Oh god. I am not liking this revelation on myself. We're ruining the planet! I'm sorry, who is this? I don't recall myself running $1 billion oil business. Sometimes I use the Keurig and I feel bad, but then I remember just 100 companies are responsible for 71% of global emissions. But guys, money! That and a lot of people are employed and rely on them for income, and it's kind of harder than just trashing it all down. But still, there's Childish Gambino and someone I'm not familiar with, but feel free to tell me an idiot for not knowing in the comments. These are the same picture, just on opposite sides of the spectrum. Thank you, Admiral Rainbow, for giving us a perfect... Childish Gambino with the rejection, the middle image there with the consideration, and the final image with the alright. Today I learned that the shortest marriage in recorded history was 3 minutes. On the way out of the courthouse, the bride tripped over and fell. Instead of helping her up, the broom called her stupid. On the spot, the bride insisted the magistrate annul the wedding, and the magistrate complied. But yeah, I have to agree. Good for her. Going through customs at a US airport. Airport staff. So, do you have anything to declare today? No. Oh, trips and falls. Hundreds of Kinder Surprise eggs roll out of my pockets, jacket, and briefcase. Get on the ground now! But I am!
Armed guards swarm around and pin me down.
What's in the eggs? I don't know, it's a surprise! We live in a world where losing your phone is more dramatic than losing your virginity. Okay, but I don't recall my virginity having 16 gigabytes of memory with all my contacts, music, photos, calendars, and apps all costing over $200. My phone has an expensive and important material object and not a useless social construct put in place to shame and commodify women. Plus, I remember where I lost my virginity. Okay, but to be fair, I can guarantee people are willing to pay more than $200 for some virginity. There are some creepy, disgusting people out there, but hey, if you're willing to get the money. Patrick's watches are by far the funniest thing in the world to me right now. Yeah, I'm... Gotta give props to that Band-Aid one. That's creative. You're not some daddy's boy who tries to dolphin me and then blimps. I understand all those words separately. When you talk to a native speaker who uses slang but you've only ever learned formal language in class. Today I learned when people are electrocuted and thrown far distances, it is a result of sudden and violent muscle contraction and not the result of the shock. This has raised questions as to the actual strength and capabilities of the muscles in the human body. Are you telling me we are capable of yeeting ourselves when under extreme stress? Okay, honestly, that is actually a really cool fact. It reminds me of this other one, I can't remember the exact details of it, but basically if all of our muscles all over in our body were at one point of like to pull something, we could pull like an entire car with ease. Don't quote me on that. I heard that story when I was having drinks with a friend, and I probably didn't hear it properly. I had quite a few espresso martinis. 13 to 16-year-olds nowadays don't have a gray point. They'll say something like, racial issues prevail because the heads of the capitalist system are benefited by it. And 3 seconds later, tweet something like, Bob the Builder owns my ooze, without batting an eye. This is the true Gen Z experience. Once in my 6th hour, we were talking about 9/11, and I announced very loudly, more people died in Hurricane Maria than in 9/11, but nobody really cares because you can't use hurricanes to justify imperialism. And then not even 5 seconds later, I said, yeehaw, my beats! Gen Z is going to become the best and worst of humanity. I can just see it. In primary school, we had a creative writing assignment where we had to write about a character in a new, strange situation. And, well, I wrote about a squid that was somehow teleported from the ocean to the forest floor and slowly choked to death for 2 pages. And I'll never quite forget my teacher's face, because it turns out she wanted, this new school is scary, I hope I make friends, and not a graphic description of a squid dying. So basically, she wanted the opening to every single bland high school anime out there, but instead you gave her art. Well, that's just the risk you take if you decide to teach creative writing. In 1930, Helene Adelaide Shelby patented an apparatus for obtaining criminal confessions. The police put the suspect into a darkened chamber where they are confronted by a human skeleton with glowing red eyes that questions them, with a voice transmitted from the interrogator behind it through a megaphone in its mouth. The camera concealed in the skull was to record the confessions.
What?
Confess your sins to the
Crime skeleton!
For the record and for the fact, this wasn't actually ever fully made, it was just patented. They didn't actually try this out, so there was no way of this actually working. But hey, considering back then people weren't really suspicious of things like this and really took things at face value, I wouldn't be surprised if it was somewhat effective. What's a gender-neutral word you could use for your spouse? Husband? Wifespend? Would you like a hint? You literally said it. There's your hint. I may be stupid. You know, having a post like this blow up really makes me feel like a lowly jester who, having made a suitable funny, has created an uproar in the royal hall with the diplomats and aristocrats belly laughing, demanding more as they throw firecrackers at my feet. Okay, so you can't think of the word spouse, but you can write that beautiful level of literature. How does your brain exactly? Here's a hot take. Gift wrap is dumb. 95% of the time you can just hand something to the thing and accomplish the same task. Society has conditioned us to love wrapping stuff up for no reason. Probably by gift wrap industry people. Counterpoint. Monkey Instinct says uncovering secret bounty from colorful shell good as frick. Oh wow, you must be a rep. Rip, I can never interact with my neighbor again, holy frick. I was outside with my cat just now, and he went behind a shrub for a bit, and me, not realizing my neighbor was on the other side of that same shrub, poked my head around and said way louder than necessary, "My scrumptious darling boy, whatever are you doing over there?" and this 40-something man I rarely speak to handled it with remarkable grace and very tentatively responded, "Watering my, roses? You?" That is something I'm glad to be third party to and not to be the one perpetrating it. A cute girl told me she has lots of plants in her house, and I told her, for some freaking reason, "Damn, the oxygen at your place must be mad crisp," and somehow still got her number, so chase your dreams. Nothing is impossible, apparently. Sounds like somebody's gonna have to buy some extra plants at their house because they're gonna be producing a lot more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Because there'll be two people breathing a lot in the place. That's because of all the so they'll need a lot more plants. I could recommend there's a plant sale on this weekend if you want to go there. My family are farmers from my mother's side, and when I was a kid, my grandmother said something along the lines of, "If you can grow anything, you'll have a pure heart. Plants feed off your soul as much as they feed off the earth. Be kind to them. They pray to God." She told me this while taking off the spikes of cactus pears. Now, I buy dying plants from the hardware store on Clarence and easily bring them back to life. Every time I doubt my heart, I bring home hordes of plants to bring back to life as if it's a test of the purity of my soul. Every plant I have dies. Well, according to an old lady in an old-ass village in Palestine, you a feminine pup then. Oh, Joey Wheeler.
Yeah, how the frick does YouTube mine all this data into micro-target ads of me, yet it continues to pour unwatchable sludge into my actual recommendations? Yeah.
Today I learned that the first ever speeding ticket was issued to Walter Arnold on the 28th of January 1896 in Kent, England. He was blitzing through the town at 8 miles per hour, 4 times the legal limit, was chased for 5 miles by a police officer on a bicycle, and was fined 1 shilling when he was finally caught.
Glad they caught that sick frick.
Top 5 things in cartoon trash. Apple core, fish skeleton, bottle, tin can with a jar lid, miscellaneous background lumps of dark green.
Hey, how the frick can you leave out my main man Banana Peel?
This taxidermy was found inside a late 19th century French mansion which has been sealed up for more than 100 years. Well, good to know people were just as fricking weird before the internet. The zombie outbreak started 2 years ago. Now you find yourself cornered by a decaying zombie when you do the unthinkable and bite it first when it falls to the floor, and it grows its skin back and sits up and asks, "What is going on?" This may be the best subversive idea for zombie apocalypse stories I think I've ever seen. How the frick did you know that would work? I didn't, dude. I just freaking panicked. People are always like, no game is perfect. You can't please everybody. But when was the last time you heard a mother flipper complain about Portal? Should have contained more portals. I was disappointed by the number of portals. See, I hate to break this to you, but you as the player are always in direct control of the amount of portals.
Are you trying to make them responsible for their own ability? How dare you?
Apparently, I'm playing Skyrim again, and by playing Skyrim, I obviously mean spending hours installing mods before I ever open the game. Foreplay with Todd. Do you ever think before you post? Yes, I think, ha, funny, and hit post. Mate, I love the pure honesty. You are a humble soul. I hate how on Tumblr, a username like Lisa486 is almost certainly a Northbot, while someone named Solid Snake's Ass Cheeks is almost certainly a real person.
I could be a Northbot if I wanted to.
Today I learned our walking speed is affected by whom we're with. Men's pace slows down by an average of 7% when walking with female partners they're interested in, women walking together move the slowest, and men walking with male friends move at speeds faster than either man's preferred walking speed. Just zooming around with the lads. Well, there it is, guys. Scientifically proven, hoes just slow you down. God damn it. Well, before we go today, we've got some fan artwork. Today's beautiful beautifulness is by Impossible to Say. Well, I just proved that wrong, didn't I? I'm so good. They don't know if it really counts, but they tried. Well, what did you try at? Oh, you made a clay one. Dude, I love the colors. Not gonna lie, the thumb and index finger makes this look like a glorified mug in a way, but I still like it for that sense. I want to make a... Can someone who knows how to do good pottery make us an EmKay mug. That'll be lovely. Thanks for your beautiful work. I'm Possible Tosai. And remember, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, if you'd like to see your future artwork in another video coming up, make sure you post your artwork in the EmKay subreddit. That's where we see it, and that's where we grab them. I love you for sticking by, and hey, why not show your love back and like this video? Also, if you're new to the channel, hey, click the subscribe and click that notification bell too, so you're always updated on when you get to enjoy us again. Now, I must leave you for now, but nonetheless, it has been lovely talking to you today, and I'll see you for the next one. My name's been Jack. Bye-bye!